Hey everyone, I think we are live now. How is everything going on? I think it's bit evening for everyone. What's time at your place? You can write it in the comment from there. Say hi in the chat and then eventually let me just quickly share my screen. So as you all know, this is basically the opening ceremony for Ethereum build camp that we recently did, which is currently going on. So today we have Satyaki from Ethereum team, specifically Devcon. Say hi, Satyaki, to everyone.
Hey, hi guys,
So,
great to be here. Yep.
now, before we start, we will be having some couple of questions with Satyaki, and it's more around the conversation around DevCon. So, while we are hosting this particular Ethereum build camp, a lot of people usually ask what exactly DevCon is and how this is basically different from other Ethereum conferences. So, Satyaki, would you like to cover that out?
Yep. First of all, really appreciate Bhavna for putting such a great week of event together. And DevCon is really, happy to be partner and be involved in the entire process. To start with, I am Satyaki. I am working in the ecosystem team of DevCon. So DevCon is the largest gathering of the Ethereum community. Every year, more than 10,000 odd participants from around the world come to the event. They are typically researchers, developers, enthusiasts, students. They mainly come to, co-work together, find like-minded people, network across the globe. Many people find their first job, first gig, business deals. As a student, you get exposure to lots of quality international people across the world. I started my journey in Ethereum 5 years back, and the two biggest opportunities I got, even right now, I'm working with DevCon because I visited the last Dev Connect. So every year it has different agenda. It goes by the name DevCon and Dev Connect. Last year it was in Argentina. Prior to that, it was in Thailand. So I attended actually both of them, and it opened a lot of doorways for me. And as you can see, like I am working with DevCon team. A huge part of that, I contribute to the community. I attended DevCon and helped them in various other ways. Uh, in terms of, as Bhavna was asking, how this conference is different, I'll not say it as different in any good or bad way, but it's an all-inclusive conference. For there is something for students and there is something for high-level researchers. If I'm mainly focusing, for this community, like Aya community, which Bhavna runs, if primarily maybe student focus or young aspirant crowd who are looking to be, partner, like get their first opportunity or enhance in their career or so. I think DevCon can be your first biggest exposure. Like I was also saying about my personal experience, it's nothing, something sugar coated or fabricated up there. Uh, like there can be various ways to get involved. Just yesterday, we launched one thing called RTD. I think like Bhavna also knows it better, like Road to DevCon, where this kind of community meetups and sessions can be part of. Obviously, that needs to be highly curated and quality. I think like Bhavna is doing really well on that front. The way she has put the entire proposal, a week long actionable things like that. You can come if you are really qualified. You can come as a speaker, you can come as a volunteer. I think volunteering is the best way to get exposure to DEF CON and be involved with the entire crowd. You can just come as a participant, meet people. You can come as a media partner, do podcasts. I think Bhavna is already presenting those things in the screen. In this get involved sections, everything has its own separate criteria. So yep, that's yeah, good to start with this.
Yeah, Satyaki, my next question would be more around, as you know, like this particular whole week will be centering around Ethereum. So, uh, from the first session, we are learning around Ethereum and how you can get involved, how you can participate, and so on. So, if you are starting Ethereum from the first day, so what should be your go to market, or I would say, like, how you would start learning more around Ethereum and so on?
So Ethereum is the largest credible neutral protocol in the existence. What credible neutral actually means that nobody can capture it, nobody can tamper with it, and it's an open place to build. I didn't mention to it one thing, which I'll mention it now. Like DevCon as well as Ethereum, the main focus is So it's very important to know for the Ethereum community. CROP stands for censorship resistance, open source privacy security. So any activation, any actions, any contributions, any activities around this acronyms, this is what mainly Ethereum is focused towards. This is what Ethereum wants to build. Uh, and this is what Devcon wants to amplify and wants all of us to get engaged with. That's the main focus. Uh, to get started with Ethereum, I think there are two ways, maybe one maybe engineering and one is non-engineering. Engineering is the like best way to start, which people now call as builders, developers. I think that's the best place to build new age applications, new age finance applications, how to build real OpenAI applications, not the just the name OpenAI, but actual OpenAI things. Make privacy as a center, make censorship resistance as a center. If you believe that hey, a lot of things are kind of controlled by a handful of entities. If you want to go towards south of that, if you want to think in other ways, this is the place. If you want to build private applications, like let's say we are talking and Google and YouTube are holding their data, God knows what they're doing. If you want to have, hey, we need to have an open technology, it's a great way to start. So this is the thinking and the orientation to start with. As a developer builder, you can just contribute to Ethereum's various repos in GitHub. You can start building applications. Solidity is the programming language where you get started at the basic level, and then you can experiment with the entire thing. Uh, in terms of non-engineering, I think the best way to is to start researching about the protocol, start writing about the protocol. Like there are like by protocol, it does don't mean what is Ethereum. There is countless things. There are so many EIPs which are called Ethereum Improvement Proposal, and which means people like you and me they study the project and they submit how the protocol can be improved. What's the next round of the protocol is going to look like, and based on that, the core Ethereum builder community take feedbacks and build things around it. So these are the main focus. Again, DevCon is a place where you get exposure to all this. If you are a student, the student tickets are really cheap, which is going to come out really soon. Stay tuned on that. Maybe an alpha I drop, but it's just a $25 ticket, which like if you can, you should come there. There are other ways to earn the ticket also. So keep an eye on our socials for that and to just get to involved in the broader aspect, like DevCon is the place for you to do further contributions on Ethereum.
Yeah, Satyaki, like recently you mentioned as a builder, it's really easy to be in the ecosystem. Like just start building something, post it on Twitter, and sometimes it might be possible it got blown up and things like that. So, according to you, what do you feel in this particular scenario, like in the bear market? What is the biggest opportunity for the builder to build and things like that and Ethereum?
See, this is technically my second cycle, I'll say. There are people I know who are there for many more 3, 4 cycles. Uh, this is again, we are at a place, to be very honest, where things feel very hopeless. Things feel okay, there is no future. Uh, I came at a time in 2021-ish where the bull market was ended and we entered in a bear market. And honestly, then I was new, so I didn't have the clear context that okay, what bear bull actually means. I was working as a content manager for a L2 at Starknet. But now that I actually am kind of in my second cycle and I've seen a high of things are not really as rosy as is, right? Like as people, as students, we want opportunities, we want spaces to contribute. There are not such enough opportunities at this moment, if I be very clear and honest to you. What I will suggest is if you are really have the high conviction on the place, I think you should go and start reading like things from ethereum.org, be it a dev or non-dev. I think even if you're a dev, if you want to build things, you have to educate yourself about the core principles and what to build. If you feel that okay, there is something new or something genuinely, makes you curious, you come, stay, observe. There will be things, there should be opportunities open for you. At least me and other people who are there for like much longer time are hoping the same, and that thing has played out. That said, without any other hope kind of thing, this is just a great technology to learn, enhance thinking, If you got it, you will make something, different for sure, which you don't know. This is where the good and bad part of the space. It's a new space, much newer to much other things. Like internet is there from the mid 90s or late 90s, but blockchain is just, I think, not even a 2 decades technology. It's like 15, 16 years old technology. So it's much newer. And I'll just say be here. Uh, Tough, but only tough time creates great men and women, I'll say.
Exactly, like some people like leaving Web3 and so on. So that's why people usually ask like whether it's worth learning new things and so on. So that's the same thing I usually say to people like learning new things wouldn't be like you have wasted your time and energy. You will learn something out of it that you will use in future. So definitely that's gonna answer my question as well. So, any piece of advice from your side who are either participating in hackathon or like buildathon and planning to come to DevCon and things like that?
Sure. I think I'll say have certain long-term thinking. And if I am talking to primarily students and opportunity seekers, yes, I think we all need that break to do something. But as we need that kick, we need that dopamine, we need that incentive for sure. But if possible, if the situation really allows, have a little long-term thinking. Be it a product you build, or be it a article you write, or be it a action you do. If you have that thing, you will outperform a lot many people. Like if I be specific to hackathon, I'll say don't just build for that particular hackathon and win that bounty. If you build something, a problem solving thing, you will anyway win the hackathon. But you will just see how to convert that small hackathon project into a startup. And for Indian context, I'll say, starting from Flipkart, starting for Ola, or starting from, like Oyo, starting for Flipkart, starting for Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit, hundreds and hundreds of examples. They're all startups. They all started with a problem statement that this is the problem which market there is and we are building. I think crypto blockchain has those solution elements. Think from the problem statement you are solving, and this problem statement, can you be attached with it? Can you fall in love with for the next 5 years at least? Only if you have that, build it, you will outperform a lot many people. You will just not win hackathon, you will do crazy things. That can be one piece.
Yeah, exactly. Agree. Like with the point, you just do not need to just build for hackathon. Come out with an idea that you can pitch it as a startup as well. Like if you're genuinely solving a problem, it can become a startup as well. So, and if you win the hackathon, that validates your idea. Means so my last question would be more around like you mentioned you have attended DevConnect, DevCon. So what's your favorite memory out of it?
Uh, I think I'll say two favorite memories. If I pick out Def Connect, the last year one, one is the high quality people you meet, people who think like you, people who are the same community, people who are super motivated, much motivated than you are, and people who are in a place already where you aspire to be. So you learn a lot from them, their humbleness, their hunger to learn, their talks, discussion topics, how they think, how they build, how they keep on learning in an iterative way. And second thing is it's the exploration of culture. Like now DevCon, like, it's a global conference. It's not an Indian conference. So you will see lots of outsiders also come to this event. So for them, it's an exploration of the local culture, local food, local place. I think India is a continent in itself. It like each state represents its own culture. Maybe each region has its own culture, language, food, etc. But for me, culture is a big part. Argentina, particularly Buenos Aires, has lots of much different culture than we are. The way they think, the way they talk, the food they eat, the climate, atmosphere. So I really, really had a great time there.
Mhm. Amazing. Thank you, Satyaki, for your time. I hope you folks have cleared your doubt around DevCon. And still, if you have any doubts, you can reach out to Satyaki on Twitter. So he's very active over there. So he will most probably reply. And now we will cover more around the opening ceremony side of it, of Ethereum Buildcamp. So let me just quickly share my screen.
Yeah, Bhavna, if you continue, like, do you allow me to drop off? You can continue that
Ah,
or
yeah, yeah, sure, works.
cool.
Okay,
Cool. I
perfect.
think
Have
have
a
a
good day.
yep. Yep.
So now you guys have cool idea around to Devcon and what cool opportunities you have to apply for. So now, like, I will cover more around what is exactly a community. So we are a community of builders across multiple cities. We ship code globally, and you can also become a member over here. So you just need to go ahead and check this out, the aircommunity.com. And we build cool projects like one of the project that I have built like AI Codex, where you can learn around Web3 concept in the form of game. So you can check it out and to let me know. And back, so now for now, we have created through our Ethereum build camp is 250 people actually registered to learn more around Ethereum, and we have received 10K views on social media and builders participation actually like people are actually super excited to build during the Ethereum build week during these particular upcoming 2 days. So here is basically Ethereum build camp detail. If you are someone who wanted everything at one place, so we have created this particular website. You can scan this particular QR code, or I will share like how you can access this particular one in the upcoming slides. So what happened next week? Last week, any idea? So here is what happened. So from fourth, we have started where we have learned more around Ethereum, what exactly it is, why it's matter, a bit around decentralization, how you can set up the MetaMask, Etherscan, and a bit around basics of Solidity, Rust, Remix ID, Foundry, and so on. And we also deployed our first smart contract with Pandit using Solidity. And I think yesterday itself we learned more around modern Ethereum stack in the form of Lego, which is one of my favorite part. Like when I was learning more around Ethereum, Ethereum white paper and so on, it is like so much confusing to understand each and every word. But like Kanisha explained that out in the form of Lego. Like once you start comparing and building the things, so you will be able to switch that out, learn by building the Lego. So, which is like pretty cool thing. You can learn more around the things over in our Twitter. So you can go ahead, check this out and let us know. So today morning itself, we learn around how you can create your first app with Virat. So which is also one of the great projects. This is being supported by Devcon Ethereum Foundation team and GitHub Education for the SWAT supporter. And because of these particular community, we are able to reach out to you folks, Pewdow, Vrish, Bricks, AI Geeks, and a few more other communities that make this particular event possible. Now I will cover a bit around the track details, but on which track you need to build the project and what's you will get out of it. So you can build any project around decentralization finance, which is like DeFi, lending, borrowing, DEX, and pub DEX, and so on. So you can build any out of it. And if you are a top project, you will get the chance to win mechanical keyboard goodies and one surprise for winners. And second track will be more around best use of AI and Ethereum. So how you will combine Ethereum and AI might be you can build chat GPT where like either you can build an agent that automate the workflow of writing smart contract under remix ID. So this is something that you can build. This is just an idea. So very cool projects that you can build like mechanical keyboards, Suguri, Enterprise. And next project would be consumer crypto, like consumer app that can be used by millions of people. So you can build it out as well. Now, fourth track would be more infra tooling, like a bit around you can build SDKs, dev tooling, indexers, protocol primitives, and so on. And last would be like public goods, build something that benefits the broader ecosystem, like open source tool, community resources, projects that prioritize impacts over profit. So, which is basically comes under profit. And something cool left. Any guesses, guys? In the comments. When exactly will be, yeah, like we will be, when we can create, yeah, I wish like we will be covering that out. So yeah, here is some giveaways that we are running. So show us your build setup. So try to be a bit creative, like from where you are building. So you can share the photo by tagging Ethereum Foundation and AI community. And we are not looking for any type of project which is like super expensive setup, which is like super expensive and so on. You can like bit creative around the side beings and work on it and got lucky builder to win a Devcon ticket. So like the winner for this particular giveaway will get the Devcon A ticket. And the second giveaway that we are running is like around the creative side of it. So you need to create the mascot for Devcon and like combine it with get a mascot and either you can draw it or either you can use any AI tool to do that out and post it out on Twitter and get the chance to win the get a t-shirt out of it deliver at your doorstep. So now here is basically the rules for the buildathon. Just make sure like your submission video should be like 2 minutes or less than that and your video and repo should be created during the time being cool project submission time and make sure like your repo code base is public. So here is basically the timeline that we have. 8th July, 2 p.m. UTC, just after the opening ceremony, you can start working on the project. And 9th, it's basically the building period. On 10th, you will get the chance around the same time, you need to submit your project. And if you are based out of Delhi, so you can come join us in person and go to Devcon and Delhi Edition, demo your project in front of other builders and inspire them out. And we will be having our closing ceremony from there in person which will be live on YouTube as well. So if you want in more detail around the build camp, so you can go to this particular URL, buildcamp.aacommunity.com. Let me just quickly share how you can comment over here. So if you come on this particular community page, you can go to events. Mm, Yeah, over here, if you go, oh shit. So yeah, once you go to this particular URL, the AI community. So here is the home. If you come to event section, so over here you will be able to see the Ethereum buildcamp that you already applied. So here is basically the road to Devcon Delhi edition. You need to apply, and the team will approve, and you will be able to attend the event in Delhi, Gurgaon, if you are based out of there. So this is basically a bit around how you can understand if you click on it. So this will onboard you to the Buildathon website. So from here, like you can see more around the curriculum, demo day, tracks, prizes, people, and FAQ. So this is basically a bit around the things. Now let me just quickly go to the Canva. I hope like now your timeline things like where when we should start and so on, it would be clear. And here is basically the communication channel that we have. It's a WhatsApp community of AI that we have for the Indian folks. So, like, if you're someone who's from India, you can, like, specifically in this particular build on, and Indian people should be joining. So, you can join our community, ask your doubts over here with mentor judges and speakers. And I would say happy hacking. See you all in Delhi. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to me in the channel in the WhatsApp community that we have, and I'm looking forward to see what you folks build during the event, and can't wait to see you all in person. Have a good day. Bye bye. Oh shit! I think. My screen is not visible on the screen. Shit. Let me just revert. Yeah, here is basically the communication channel that we have. You can scan the QR code and be the part of it. And yeah, happy hacking. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to me on the WhatsApp group. Otherwise, like you can drop off. And I'm super excited to meet you all in person in Delhi in our Road to Devcon event. Have a good day. Bye bye.